Welcome to Energetics with Kim and Veronica, where we invite you to nourish the energy of your inner why, your inner healing, magic, prosperity, your curiosity, clarity, playfulness. Welcome home.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey everyone, welcome to Energetics with Kim Coleman and Veronica Runyon. We are so grateful that you are here. And so today, I don't even know where to start this conversation, Miss V. So today we're going to share a little bit about, let's start with this. The conversation being basically around you can't give what you don't have. And, we hear that so much, right? You got to fill your own cup. And we hear that so much. And for me, that's always been like, yeah. I know. I heard it. Yeah. Put your own, when you're on an airplane, make sure you put your own mask on first before you do it for anyone else. That often, for people who are givers, often we don't fill our own cup first. We are doing all the things to help other people fill theirs, which is kind of really interesting because honestly, can we really help somebody else fill their own cup? We can give them tools and, be with them in a way that, yes, they feel good about themselves too. However, and that can activate them. That can activate that within them, which is beautiful. And yes, that's the thing. And yet at the same time, imagine a planet where everybody is filling their own cup first. Would we have so many people needing from you, from them? Would we have so many people in so much need if we all took responsibility for filling our own cup first, which is that inner environment, where health, healing, and abundance can naturally emerge. Otherwise, I'm looking everywhere's out there instead of in here.
Yeah, and I love this conversation because often, at least for me, when I've thought about this concept of filling your own cup first or putting the oxygen mask on on yourself first before you put it on your child, I've often translated that to self-care, right? So, carving time out for myself and, relaxing and meditating and, resting and sleeping and the self-care stuff. But really, I like taking the concept into what are we cultivating within ourselves as it relates to energetics, right? So we think about who we want to be, who we desire to be as we go into our lives, the person we desire to be, the things we would like to give and receive. And that really comes down to typically, things like love and wisdom and nurturing and generosity and gratitude. And so those are, when we think about giving and receiving those types of energetics, we first need to cultivate them within, to your point, Kim. And so how are we doing that? What are we doing? What's our practice today? What's the way that we're cultivating and generating love within ourselves, or forgiveness within ourselves, or gratitude within ourselves, or or wisdom, or like the inner energetics, the inner components of what we would like to experience in life, that inner peace. What are the things that we're doing to cultivate that within ourselves? So it's not just about carving out time and which is also equally beautiful, but it's not only about that. It's not limited to that. It's also like, what are we doing within? And so when we look at the areas in our life where we're struggling, so it could be struggling with a relationship, or struggling with our health, or struggling financially, what is it that we would like to experience instead? And what are the things we're doing to cultivate that within? So I am struggling in a relationship with somebody and I'm feeling judgment towards them. Where am I judging myself, and how what are the ways in which I can cultivate more compassion for myself, or forgiveness for myself, or understanding for myself? And when I do that within, then that shifts automatically to my external reality.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, so it is always about that core stability. And I love how you said, yeah, there is the carving out time for self. And there's also about, can you be that in the world? Can you be that at the grocery store? Can you be that in your job? Because that's where life happens, is in the world, right? And yeah, it also happens, in our practices of, sitting, and if that's what your practice is. And yeah, it's about being it in the world. And when you have that core stability, of when you have that within that inner space, then it doesn't, it's what's going on in the world doesn't impact you nearly as much, because you know who you are, and have that sense of your own core stability. And it's that core stability. Otherwise, we're doing, that roller coaster living. I'm happy when, I'm joyful if, I'm at peace when this happens or when that happens. But what about being it in the world, even when that stuff happens? And so that is our self mastery. That is our responsibility. Is who are you even in those situations? Are we reactive? Okay, then that lets me okay, cool. I'm being reactive here. Cool. Awesome. And again, not just doing judging, but doing that little piece of the awareness of that thing of, I'm being reactive here. I'm doing all that, and just simply asking that question. No matter what, no matter what. Can I love a little tiny bit more in this moment? Can I love just that little tiny bit more? Yeah, yeah, I can. Cool. Can I forgive just a little tiny bit more? Can I forgive more? And I check in. Yeah, I can. And can I appreciate and have gratitude just that little tiny bit more? So I ask the question, then I check in. Yeah, yeah, I can. And so when I cultivate more of that for myself, then I can be that for others. But how can I be that for others if I can't be that for myself? Again, putting your own oxygen mask on first, right? And that's not, what's the thing that people do? That is not, I forget the word. This is self mastery. And so every single day, if we were to just ask ourselves those questions and check in to see what's actually true for you in that moment, it activates that within us. And then we compound that energy within. And then we begin to be that in the world for ourselves, right? But also for others. So, yeah, the questions: can I love a little bit more? Yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, yeah, I can. Can I forgive a little bit more? Yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, yeah, cool. That energy begins to build. Can I appreciate and have gratitude a little bit more? Even if it's just a little tiny, tiny bit. Yeah, I can. And so, again, it's just in asking the question and then checking in. What's actually true for me here right now? Can I? Yes, no, yes, no. Yeah, I can. Wow. Okay, cool. And because they say it takes 21 days, or is it 21 or 40, Veronica, that they say it takes to rewire the brain?
Well, is 21.
Yeah. But why would we stop there, right?
Mm.
And so when I can cultivate this within myself, in my own inner environment, then I can have it for others. Otherwise, it's like me trying to give someone money when I don't have any, right? I can't give what I don't have. And so many people I just see, they're willing to give to everyone but themselves. And so, how can I receive more love, more forgiveness, and more things to be grateful for if I can't even be in alignment with it? If I can't receive it for myself, how can I receive it from the universe? How can I receive it from others? Right? And then we notice how, ooh, I give that to everybody. Why don't people give it to me? Maybe because we're not receiving it for ourselves first, right? So receive it for ourselves first so that we are that in the world, but also we can receive it as well from others and from the universe. But we have to give it to ourselves first and receive it for ourselves first. And then we can be it in the world, which also becomes an activation, if you will, a ripple effect, let's call it that, for others to be and do that for the same. Other people, other beings who are willing to be that for themselves. Imagine a planet where humanity is being that for themselves.
Completely transformational. I love how you guide us through that, Kim. Can I love just a little bit more? So, it really is the incremental movements of the dial that create the big transformations. And as you were guiding us through that, I was also, I was kind of thinking about it as it relates to, personal experiences in my life. And I'm thinking about, maybe a time recently where I, with my husband, felt like, okay, he's completely wrong, right? And I'm upset with him and I'm angry at him, and he's completely wrong and I'm completely right, and everyone would agree with me. Anyone who I were to ever tell would agree with me, right? And so then in that moment, I'm thinking, okay, imagining myself asking that question, okay, can I love a little bit more? And in the heat of the emotion, my answer, if I'm thinking about it from the perspective, can I love him a little bit more? My answer in my head might be nope, nope. So as I was kind of guiding myself through that, I was thinking, okay, but what can I love a little bit more in this situation? And so maybe in that moment I get a no towards loving him a little bit more, but what can I love a little bit more? Can I love myself a little bit more? Can I love our partnership a little bit more? Can I love my life a little bit more? Can I love our life a little bit more? Can I love, you know, aspects of him that I do appreciate a little bit more? Sometimes we it helps me at least to get a little bit creative when I come up against a hard no, to get really creative and just explore, okay, what are the ways in which I can love a little bit more? And then, something opens up, something clicks, and that's where I can then focus in on and allow that to start generating. And of course, to your point, once it starts generating within, then it starts to expand. And then it will expand to him, and it will expand to, and it will allow for a softening, and for an invitation for some movement in whatever tension is built between us. you'd think we have an awful relationship with me always bringing him as an example, but it's just real life, right? And so, and I think about it too with, maybe some things at work as well, where I'm really not happy with a decision that was made, or, something that impacts me. Can I love that decision more? Maybe I can't in that moment, but what can I love? Where can I love a little bit more? Can I appreciate and love myself for showing up, for the way that I'm navigating the situation, for other people that are involved, right? So it might require some exploration, and if you're getting a quick hard no, then don't accept it as a no, but maybe allow yourself to explore and to look at where you can find that opening, because there's an opening somewhere. But I think it requires sometimes that imagination, the exploration, the questioning, the curiosity of, okay, where can I invite it in a little bit more?
Yeah, and that's what I love about us, me and you, and our relationship, right? And because for me, it's just, can I love a little bit more? And I get that energy of love, and I go, yeah. Can I forgive a little bit more? Yeah. And with you take it into, so that's what's so awesome about us being co-hosts here, is there, you can do it like this, you can do it like that, and find your own way, right? And that's the point, really, is here's the thing. How is it that it's going to work for you? Speaking to our audience, right? So just play with it and try it on and see how it works for you. And so it was really interesting. So recently I was doing a call, and you know we were talking about uh, barriers, boundaries, and having the walls up, and you know to try to keep out those energies, the people at work who, whatever, and the people in the family who, whatever. And I've always found that interesting, because for me, it's like walls and barriers. Those are there to keep people out, right? To keep energies out. And so for me, it's more, and this is just me, for me, it's more about, well, if I'm cutting that off because I don't know how to be with it, um, is that me creating oneness, or is that separation? Oh, and for me, I go, oh, well, if I'm trying to keep them over there because I need to protect myself from them because I don't know how to be strong inside, maybe that's creating separation. And if I'm creating separation between me and them, is it possible that I'm creating separations within myself? Parts of me that I'm also not willing to receive because I don't know how or whatever. Maybe I wasn't ready yesterday, but maybe I am today, right? And so it was really interesting. So just noticing where, and for me, boundaries are a thing of choices, right? For me, boundaries are, and this could be another call or another chat. For me, boundaries are, okay, I'm aware that that person, blah, blah, blah. It's, does, am I going to make them wrong and cut them off? Or am I going to go, okay, I'm aware of blah, blah, blah. And it's my choice to have that person in my life or not. It's my choice to go stand next to that person at the bar that I have an awareness is a creepy person, right? I don't want to cut myself off from them, because now I can't have the awareness that they're even maybe a creepy person because I've got myself so cut off. Anyway, that is another topic, perhaps. But anyway, so what was really interesting was I was working with this group, and they were talking about the people at work and all the things and trying to keep them out. So I brought that piece in, and then I shared with them that this new tool that I've been playing with myself every day. Can I love a little bit more? Can I forgive a little bit more? And can I appreciate a little bit more? Well, as you were talking earlier, Veronica, about when you were trying to look at that with your husband, and in that moment, it was like, no. Well, that was the same response that these people had because they were looking at it out there. And then I said, oh, it's here. Can you just love a little bit more? And that is, yeah, right? To love within, that love within. Can you tap into that vibe, that frequency? Can you just love, so bring it back to you. We're not asking, can you love that a little bit more? So when we can be that for ourselves, then we can be that for someone else. Doesn't mean we have to have them in our lives, right? Because that's a choice, right? We get to go, no, that person kicks me in the gut every time I'm around them. Okay, but can I still love them? Yeah. I don't know what they came here to experience. Can I forgive them? Yeah, yeah, okay. Can I appreciate that they're on the planet going through the same dance I am on some level and dances I don't even know about? Yeah. Okay, cool. Does it mean I need them in my life and sitting next to me and all the things? That's just a choice. That's a choice, right? But can I love a little more? Can I forgive a little more? It's way more fun. Right? And so I just like to do, imagine, I think one of our first calls we talked about the subconscious and all that. Imagine going to sleep at night, programming your subconscious to a little bit more love, a little bit more forgiveness, a little bit more appreciation and gratitude. And that begins to compound, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. So imagine going to sleep at night and programming that as a program into our subconscious mind that will play itself out in our waking state.
Yeah, and walking around in the world, you know, generating that kind of energy and what that can, both offer to the world and also, magnetize into your reality. I love it. I had a thought and it was just escaping me. Yeah, I guess the fun, kind of the final piece that that I play with as it relates to this type of topic is, what if life is presenting to me the perfect situation that's inviting me to love deeper, to appreciate deeper, to forgive deeper, right? So, whatever's happening at work or whatever's happening with my husband or with my daughter, or with my body, or like, what if that is actually a perfect scenario to take it to the next level? And I can either bump up against it and push against it and resist and say, no, 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 this is wrong, this is bad. Or I can move into that curious mind, into that questioning of like, okay, how can I love more here? Can I love more here? Can I forgive more? And what if it's a perfect presentation, a perfect evolution? And as we desire more in our life, or bigger or deeper things in our life, then life says, okay, well, this situation is part of the path to take you there where you're desiring to go. Because as you lean into this, whatever this challenge is, and you do love more and appreciate more and forgive more, it allows you then to invite in that bigger, deeper, grander thing that you're desiring. So, I guess another contemplation, like, what if life is presenting this to me for that purpose specifically?
I love that. Thank you for bringing that piece in because our last chat was I think our last chat was about when we hear that thing of life is happening for you, not to you. Was that our last one? The
Yeah, I think so.
surrendering
I
one?
think
Did
so.
we
Yeah,
bring
yeah,
that in? And
yeah.
and that's exactly it. Like that's exactly it. You know, for me, I'm all about, more consciousness, more awareness, more aware of what's actually true for me, right? And so exactly what you just said is, okay, if it's true that this is happening for me, I don't need to try to figure out the why. What if it's giving me another opportunity to practice? Ah, can I love a little bit more? Can I forgive a little bit more? Right? And so, can I have Can I have a little bit more appreciation? So exactly that. So life is constantly giving us opportunities, constantly offering us more and more opportunities to practice and practice and practice coming home to the divine that is within us and the consciousness that is within us that includes everything and judges nothing. So life is happening for us. It's, oh, there's another spot where I can do that thing. Okay, cool. Lost it for a minute, went down the rabbit hole. Aren't I cute? I'm hilarious. And can I right now, even in this moment, love a little bit more? Yes, no, yeah. So yeah. Me
Interesting.
too.
So yeah, so inviting everyone participating in the conversation to, as you go through your day, through your week, really explore it from that perspective. Okay, what if life is bringing this to me? And then as you bump up against something or something you love or something you're challenged with, asking the questions as Kim presented them. Love, love, love to have you explore that. And it's a contemplation. Take what works, tweak it in any way that works for you, and leave what doesn't work for you.
I love it. Yeah. Because you know what? All that stuff is a distraction,
Yeah.
right? All that
Yeah.
stuff is just a distraction that
Yeah.
pulls us out of what's actually true for us. But what if it didn't? What if we just went, it's happening for me. It's giving me another opportunity to practice. Yep, there's that over there, and it's a distraction. It pulls me out. What if?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kim.
I
Thank you,
love you.
everyone. So love these conversations.
Me too.
Until the next time.